Alright, so the September 2021 Apple event just wrapped up, and we've got 5 new products, which is a new base iPad, a new iPad mini, iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro, and Apple Watch Series 7. So let's get on to this video. But if you want to stay refreshed on the latest Apple news, don't forget to go down below and hit the like button as well as the subscribe button and the little bell button so you never miss another video. Alright, so starting off with just the base model iPad, the first thing they announced, it's basically just the small little refresh that they do basically every year. It now has a True Tone display and a 12 megapixel selfie camera with the center stage stuff that was on the iPad Pro. And then it also now has an A13 chip inside of it instead of an A12. But other than that, looks exactly the same. Not much to be talking about there. And it still costs $329. And you can order that today and it will be shipping next week. But now on to the actual exciting iPad from this event, the brand new iPad mini 6, which is the biggest iPad mini upgrade ever. There's a bunch of new colors. There's now purple, pink, starlight, and space gray. Wish there was a little more variety there because it's kind of no blue or green or anything, but I always like space gray. And basically the entire thing is just a shrunken down iPad Air. It's got Touch ID and the power button, just like the iPad Air. USB-C now. And of course the home button-less screen, which is now 8.3 inches. It's got stereo speakers, but one of the biggest things is that it has the brand new A15 chip, which is actually more than the iPad Air, because the iPad Air has the A14, and we'll get into more about the A15 later in this video. And it has support for the full-size second generation Apple Pencil, which is awesome, and so it magnetically attaches to the back just like the iPad Air. And personally, I'm really excited for this iPad. I might be getting it, because I still have an iPad mini 2, which is really old, and I barely even use it anymore, because it just sucks. But we'll see, I'm debating between that and an iPad Air. And I really do like the small form factor. And now it's $499 instead of $399, which is actually completely understandable. I would have been really surprised if it was still $400 for all of the major upgrades we're getting. I also forgot to say that it now has a 12 megapixel camera on the back, and you can order it right now just like the base iPad, and it will be shipping next week. Okay, next onto the Apple Watch Series 7. So this is probably the most surprising thing that we got at this event, because all of the leakers, we were pretty much certain that it was going to have a squared off redesign this year. But that didn't happen. Well, it did get an increased screen size, which was rumored, but still all rounded. But yeah, that new screen is giant and it goes like edge to edge. The metal even curves a little bit and it looks amazing. It's definitely the best looking Apple Watch, even smartwatch ever. But other than the screen, there isn't that much new stuff from the Series 6. No giant new features, just little ones in the software, like a full keyboard. Why? I mean, I feel like I kind of use it, but it's so weird to have a keyboard on a watch. It also has new colors, including like a blue color to more match the iPhones. And it comes with a faster charging USB-C cable. Also, don't get confused, it's still going to have the same magnet thing on the back of the watch to charge it, but the other side that goes into the wall or whatever, that's not going to be USB-C, so it makes it a lot faster. But yeah, that's basically it for the Apple Watch actually. But Apple did not give us a specific release date for this. They just said that it's coming later this fall, which means that it has a delay. And it's going to be having the same price as the Series 6, $399, and they're still selling the Apple Watch Series 3 for $200, which I think is crazy. I think that they should have just killed that one off and kept the SE and made it cheaper. And also the SE is not cheaper, which is kind of making me mad because I wanted the SE, but I wanted to wait down until it got cheaper. So now on to one of the biggest things this event, the iPhone 13. Yes, they are called the iPhone 13s. Starting off with the cameras are now diagonal instead of vertical. That's just because they're a bit bigger. And the entire design is basically what we thought and was rumored. The notch is 20% smaller and it has the earpiece baked into the top bezel, just like we thought. It has some new colors, including a very nice blue, a fixed product red, and a very, very light pink. It's not like hot pink at all, like you can barely tell that pink between the white, but I mean, hey, it's pink. It also now has a 28% brighter screen, which is pretty good. And then on the mini, there will be a 1.5 hour battery life increase from the 12 mini, And then on the 13, there will be a 2.5-hour battery increase from the 12. It also now has the A15, which, surprise, one after the A14 is called the A15, which is a 6-core CPU and 4-core GPU. It also now has sensor shift stabilization, which was on, I believe, only the 12 Pro Max last year, which will make you take incredibly smooth videos. It also has a greatly improved ultra-wide camera now, which is awesome because it won't be as fuzzy anymore. And then they've also doubled the base storage to 128 gigabytes, which is a very good deal because that's also what the Pros start at. It has 5G millimeter wave in more places like we thought. And despite the base storage increase, it is staying the same price as last year. No price increases, which is $699 for the 13 mini and $799 for the 13. And you'll be able to pre-order the 13s this Friday, and it will be available next Friday. Now onto the 13 Pros, oh boy. So it has everything that the 13s have, so things like the smaller notch, all that kind of stuff, but then more and better. I mean, makes sense because of the Pros. There is a new light blue, I think they called it Sierra Blue color, which I think is pretty good. I personally like Pacific Blue better, but also it still looks really nice. If I eventually get a 13 Pro, I feel like I'm probably going to be opting for that color just because I like it better than the other ones. And finally, we have 120 Hz ProMotion displays on the Pros. And as of course, with the LTPO displays, we'll make the refresh rate be able to change based on what you're doing. So like if your screen is just still, it can go down to 10 Hz, but then if you're like scrolling, playing a game or whatever, it can go up to 120 Hz now. And then also, the A15 chip has a 5-core GPU instead of a 4-core GPU, which is on the iPhone 13s. Also, a brand new video feature, which is cinematic mode, which is actually on all the iPhones, but it does work better on the Pro ones, which is pretty cool for like little films or anything that you're filming on your phone because it's basically the portrait mode video that was rumored, but you can like switch between focusing on this one thing or this one person's face, and then when someone else comes in, it'll switch it onto another face, if that makes sense. And then they also said that it will support ProRes video, which will be coming later in the year. And also a new thing called macro photography, which basically, short and sweet, means that you can go up super close to an object and take a great picture with it. Also now, just like rumored, the 13 Pros can go up to a terabyte of storage, which is way too much for me. I still only need 128 gigabytes. And I can't imagine that many people needing that, especially because it's so expensive. And then it also has the same battery upgrades as the regular 13s. So the 13 Pro has a 1.5 hour battery increase from last year's 12 Pro. And then the 13 Pro Max has a 2.5 hour battery increase from the 12 Pro Max, if that makes sense. Basically 13 Pro 90 minutes better and 13 Pro Max 120 minutes longer. And then great news, it is going to be staying the same price as last year's Pros. So no price increases, which is awesome. And just like the 13s, you'll be able to pre-order these this Friday and they will be released next Friday, the 24th. But yeah, that's basically all I've got for this recap video for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Also, sorry for the little break I took. I got sick and then a bunch of things came up, so I just didn't have enough time to make videos. But don't worry, I'll be back on the grind after this event. And also, hopefully, we'll see another event later this year. But yeah, also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you never want to miss another video. And I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.